Well, definitely, Lesego, I must tell you, lots of chaos here in front of the Great Hall. Just few minutes back, 2 or 3 minutes back, two stun grenades already fired outside Great Hall. Police used those stun grenades to disperse the number of students here outside Great Hall. You can see behind me, just out, these private security officials are preventing the students from entering Solomon Matlangu. My cameraman Thabo is just panning and showing the situation here right now outside the Great Hall. The students had gathered singing slogans. Remember now, according to the interdict, police had said that students will not be allowed to gather in more than 15 students in a number. So when police saw a group of students moving here, these are the visuals of police that fired two stun grenades at students that were singing slogans. They're right there where they're walking right now. We've seen at least two students getting arrested inside the police van. These are the police officials making sure that they live by what management has asked them to do. If any students are gathering more than 15 in number, or if they are vandalizing public property, or if at any given point of time they intimidate any students that want to go back to classes, is going to get arrested. That's what the university has ordered these policemen and the private securities as well as the campus securities to do so. So we are just panning and showing you the visuals of these policemen here. Some of them are taking away the dustbin that the students had gathered to make some noise. This outside the Great Hall is a very chaotic situation, chaotic visuals coming to you right there where we right now, as we are about to speak to one of the student leader, Busisiwe Siebe. She was also arrested by the police. ANN7 can confirm that because we did see that happen right in front of us as she was going to talk to one of our colleagues who was already arrested. You see the police van right now that's facing their back towards a camera. Student leader Busisiwe as well as another student, they've been arrested. Two of them are inside. As you know from the statement that Vice Chancellor Adam Habib sent out yesterday, sending stern message to the students of Wits University, stating that this is the D-Day. Today will determine whether the academic session for this whole year will begin or it will be shut down. He said if students disrupt classes today, they will be forced to close down the academic activities for this year, which means students will not be graduating, which also means that 7,000 students that get enrolled in Wits University every year, that process will not take place. The residents will have to vacate the residence by end of this week. So it is a very stern message from the university board. These are the live visuals from outside Great Hall. Remember, Wits University had already said that they are going to double up the security on campus to avoid the protesting students from disrupting classes.
And now, Calden, I've heard that you said Busisiwe, the leader of the Wits protest, has been arrested. Do you know why has she been arrested? What has she been arrested for?
Like I mentioned just now, Lesego, one of her colleagues was already arrested and he was put inside that van that you are seeing from our visuals right now. As she was going to talk to her colleague, the police arrested her as well. She did obviously try ways and means of getting out of the police's hand, but there were 3 or 4 policemen that carried her and put her inside the van. So that's what the visuals that we got from her. We have another one of our colleagues trying to speak to her to get visuals and her soundbite from the van. So we will be giving you more updates, but these are the live visuals that we are showing you. The visual that we are seeing on our screen right now, that bus has 2 arrested students. So one student leader, Busisiwe, who has been very firm, who has been one of the face of this fees must fall movement of students, at least from Wits University.
Right, and now, Calden, we know that there are some students that want to go back to lectures. Do we know of any students who have been walking to lectures or lectures resuming, of course, there at the Wits campus?
Not as of now, Lesejo. There's a lot of chaos here outside the Great Hall. For definitely the number of students here are 5 times more than what we've seen in the last 2 weeks. We've seen students coming into the campus, most of them carrying their usual backpacks, some carrying their laptops. They all, obviously, they had come to attend the classes, but we knew this situation was going to arise. The management exactly knew this situation would arise. Therefore, the double of the security that they've hired today, the students, those attending, also knew. So it was not something out of the blue that they had expected this to happen. But at least when we got to speak to the student leader, Busisiwe, before she got arrested, just a minute or 2 minutes before, when I spoke to her, she said they did not expect the stun grenades to fly off so early as 8 o'clock in the morning, as students were doing nothing but singing outside the Great Hall, what we saw right now.
And now, Calden, we know that yesterday some students stopped staff members from preparing yesterday for today to resume with lectures. Have you seen any staff members on campus today?
Yes, definitely. Staff members are here as the academic activities, according to Wits University, resumed from yesterday. It was just the classes that were supposed to start from today. And the staff, yesterday when they were asking the staff members to move out of the building or evacuate the building and closing down other businesses that is there inside the Matrix building and also other labs and, eateries, we were there witnessing all of this because the students, they are very stern, they are very firm in their demand of free education. They say until and unless that free education is given, they are not going to go back to their classes. They're not going to listen to the government because government has wasted enough of these students' time. That's what they tell us time and again from the very first day of, from the very first day of the meeting till now. Even yesterday's the higher education stakeholders forum, the students did participate, only to be told at the end of the day, stating that that was a waste of time. The government has wasted enough of students' time, and this is the time, this is now or never. So they are not going to give up on their fight for free quality education for young South Africans.
Where do you see this day's demonstration and protest going if the order to arrest has now been given? We've heard members of the SAPS have ordered to remove students or at least arrest them if they are gathered.
At this point in time, I don't know. We just need to get our legal team together as well as our research trust team and academics to see how the day goes.
What is the message from Fees Must Fall?
We won't be deterred. We will continue to fight for free decolonized education, whether we're arrested or not.
And if you're outnumbered by campus security and SAPS?
We've always been outnumbered, but at this point in time, we will hold on to what we can. Being outnumbered is something that we're aware of, but we will continue nonetheless.
In a statement released last night, Adam Habib said, and I quote, "Given the harassment of some staff today, which was Monday, I am left with no choice but to open tomorrow, Tuesday, with a full security contingent throughout our campuses. We will have security and police services deployed on all campuses and in all buildings. No mass meetings will be allowed in Solomon Mahlangu House." And now we are joined by Judith Diakanyo, and she joins us live from Wits. A very good morning to you, Diakanyo. At this moment, are students still adamant on protesting throughout the day today?
A very good morning to you, Lesejo. We are still here at Wits outside Solomon Mahlangu House, where police presence is still very high. So we must say that even though students would be still looking to continue protesting, the mass that we saw this morning, the group that we saw this morning that was gathered outside Solomon Mahlangu singing has dispersed because when police arrived, we heard stun grenades going off and 2 students have been arrested. One of the students, SRC member Busisiwe, was arrested for asking a question, just wanting to find out from the arrested students what that student's details was, and she was arrested. So police presence remains high outside Solomon Mahlangu, and we just heard one of the academic staff saying that it makes it difficult for classes to resume or to teach, or for students to receive lessons with so much police presence outside. So police presence is sort of seen as intimidation for the students and some of the academic staff.
All right, thank you, Diakanya. I'm just going to speak to Wits spokesperson Shirona Patel, and she joins us on the phone line. A very good morning to you, ma'am, and thank you so much for your time. We can see that students are adamant with protesting and not going back to class, and we know that 2 students have been arrested. At this moment, just give us your reaction.
Well, we are adamant that we will let classes start this morning. We know that there are still a handful of students. We had about, I'd say, around 20 to 50 this morning who tried to disrupt classes and occupy buildings. They were asked to disperse. When they refused to do so, the police used stun grenades to disperse them. We have reports of 1 person being arrested, but I've also heard on other media that 3 people have been arrested. According to our security, we have only 1 confirmed arrest at this stage.
And now let's talk about the security today. Are we seeing more security being put out on campus throughout the day?
Yeah, so yesterday we tried to lower our security. We also left the police on the perimeter of the campus only. This didn't work because by mid-morning we had about 300 to 400 students who then split up. They went into buildings, they went into classrooms, and they threatened and intimidated lecturers, forcing them to leave. And we feel that this is unacceptable. We cannot allow a group of students to infringe on the rights of those who want to work and learn. So we will go ahead with lectures today, and anyone who is caught trying to disrupt it will be arrested or will be face the university's disciplinary processes.
If things could maybe get out of hand today, could it be the end of the road for Wits academic year?
So basically, if the academic program does not go ahead, it means that we have to shut down. If we do shut down, it means that we are at risk of losing the academic year. This has implications for the 37,000 students on the Wits campus. It also has implications for next year's enrollment. If people don't finish this year, if they don't graduate, if they don't write the examinations, it means that we can't take in any new first years next year. We've already got 75,000 applications for 7,000 spaces. So we believe that it's in everyone's interest to complete the academic year.